Gunpowder, the heart of countless battles and revolutions, has a surprisingly quiet beginning. It all started in ancient China centuries ago. Alchemists, searching for the elixir of immortality, stumbled upon a dangerous and volatile mixture. They combined saltpeter, sulfur, and charcoal. The result? A substance that burned with incredible force. Initially, gunpowder was used for fireworks and religious ceremonies, but it wasn't long before its military potential became clear. The Chinese, known for their innovation, were the first to weaponize gunpowder. They created rudimentary rockets and fire lances, early ancestors of the guns we know today. The knowledge of gunpowder, like wildfire itself, spread across Asia and the Middle East. Trade routes became conduits for this revolutionary technology. Soon, the world would experience the full impact of gunpowder's transformative power. The arrival of gunpowder on European battlefields in the 14th century revolutionized warfare forever. Cannons, the earliest true firearms, were clumsy at first, but their ability to hurl heavy projectiles over long distances was unlike anything seen before. Castle walls, once impenetrable, crumbled under the force of cannon fire. Knights in shining armor, once masters of the battlefield, found themselves vulnerable to these new weapons. The age of chivalry was coming to an end, replaced by a new era of gunpowder warfare. Muskets, though initially inaccurate and slow to reload, gave infantry a powerful advantage over cavalry. The battlefield became a more democratic space, where skill and tactics often mattered more than social standing. Pistols, smaller and more portable, became the weapon of choice for close-quarters combat and personal defense. The rise of gunpowder empires like the Ottoman, Mughal, and Safavid empires in the 15th and 16th centuries demonstrated the power of this new technology. These empires used cannons and muskets to conquer vast territories, break down old feudal systems, and establish centralized control. Standing armies equipped with firearms and trained in their use became the norm. The days of relying on feudal levies and mercenary forces were fading. Gunpowder had created a need for professional soldiers and complex military hierarchies. The need to finance these armies and the constant development of new weapons led to changes in government. Taxes increased, bureaucracies expanded, and the relationship between the state and its citizens was forever altered. Gunpowder, in essence, had reshaped the political landscape of the world. The Industrial Revolution, which began in the late 18th century, dramatically amplified the impact of gunpowder. Factories with their assembly lines and mass production techniques could churn out weapons on an unprecedented scale. Armies swelled in size, fueled by conscription and the demands of industrialized warfare. The American Civil War, with its repeating rifles and ironclad warships, provided a chilling glimpse into the future of warfare. Battles became larger, bloodier, and more destructive. The romanticism of war faded, replaced by the grim reality of industrial-scale killing. World War I, which erupted in 1914, was a horrifying testament to the destructive power of industrialized warfare. Machine guns, capable of firing hundreds of rounds per minute, mowed down soldiers by the thousands. Artillery barrages, more powerful than ever before, transformed the landscape into a moonscape of craters and mud. Tanks, a new invention, lumbered across the battlefields, crushing everything in their path. Poison gas, a terrifying new weapon, added to the horrors of the trenches. World War I was a war of attrition, a grinding stalemate where millions perished in the mud and blood of no man's land. World War II, which began in 1939, took the horrors of industrialized warfare to new heights. Airplanes, faster and more powerful than ever, rained bombs on cities, blurring the lines between civilian and military targets. Tanks, now faster and more heavily armed, clashed in epic battles across deserts and plains. The war culminated in the most terrifying display of gunpowder's legacy, the atomic bombings of Hiroshima and Nagasaki. The world watched in horror as these new weapons unleashed unimaginable destruction, ushering in the atomic age. The use of atomic bombs marked a turning point in human history, forcing the world to confront the potential for self-destruction. The decades following World War II saw the development of increasingly sophisticated weapons systems. Guided missiles, capable of being steered to their targets with pinpoint accuracy, promised to revolutionize warfare. Smart bombs, equipped with laser guidance systems, offered the tantalizing possibility of so-called surgical strikes that could minimize civilian casualties. However, the use of these weapons in conflicts like the Vietnam War and the Gulf War demonstrated that even the most advanced technology could not eliminate the fog of war or the tragedy of unintended consequences. The development of these weapons raised profound ethical questions about the nature of warfare in the modern world. The 21st century has witnessed the rise of drones, unmanned aerial vehicles capable of carrying out reconnaissance and airstrikes without putting pilots at risk. Drones have become a ubiquitous presence in modern warfare, used in conflicts from Afghanistan to Ukraine. The use of drones has raised new ethical and legal questions about targeted killings, civilian casualties, and the accountability of remote warfare. The increasing reliance on drones has also sparked debate about the potential for automation in warfare and the implications for human control over lethal force. In the digital age, warfare has extended beyond the physical battlefield and into cyberspace. Cyber warfare, involving the use of digital attacks to disrupt or disable an adversary's computer systems, has become a significant threat. From hacking into critical infrastructure to spreading misinformation and propaganda, cyber attacks have the potential to cripple nations, disrupt economies, and sow chaos and distrust. The invisible nature of cyber warfare makes attribution difficult and raises complex legal and ethical questions about the rules of engagement in this new domain. As technology continues to advance at an unprecedented pace, the future of warfare will likely be shaped by artificial intelligence. AI-powered systems have the potential to revolutionize everything from target identification and threat assessment to the deployment of autonomous weapons systems. The prospect of machines making life-or-death decisions on the battlefield raises profound ethical concerns. International cooperation and the establishment of clear ethical guidelines for the development and use of AI in warfare will be crucial to prevent unintended consequences and ensure human control over lethal force remains paramount.